Okay, so before I start, it's Super Bowl Sunday and there are a ton of motorcycles around my house and they'll probably be in this video. So this is my edit for the teddy bear that came out in Royale High today, and this is actually the icon right now, so this is the process of me working on it. Right now, I'm just blocking in the colors and where like the items clipped through, just to make sure it looked, more refined and polished. Here I am blending in the values I just put down that looked a little wonky. You can kind of see me working on it in the bear and the hair, and I'll do it in the hands in just a second. This one is a lot more simple than the last one I did, so it's significantly less long, but the process is about the same. I just chose a more simple light source and a simple background for this one. Right now, I am working on the bear, as I said, making sure everything looks smooth, so when I add the line art, it looks better. It's more clear and polished, as I said. Here I am rotating it, zooming in, making sure it is the way I want it to look. And I'm adding line art now. I'm using a black for the hair just because it's already so dark. I use the same line weight the entire time. It's pretty easy, just follow the lines of the hair in the game. I think I do the bow after this, and I decide it's too light, so I think I actually go back and change it. But yeah, this edit did not take very long compared to some of my other ones. I am probably going to do another process video or a few more just on some of my other edits that I had slightly different techniques, but the process stays the same. So first I block in the colors, then I do the line art, which I'm doing right now. Then I add shading with a multiply layer with like a light pink, then highlights, then lighting effects. Since this one didn't have a background, I actually did the background last for this one, which I think is the first time I've done that. I usually do the background first because it's my least favorite part. I like to work on the figure first. But initially I thought that this one wasn't even going to have a background, so I didn't do one, and then I decided it looked too plain, so I did add one. Here I'm smoothing out the bear. I had to go back and do that because there were still some things I missed. Like I'm kind of cleaning up some loose edges. I'm going back with the line art here, working on the bear, which was kind of the main aspect I think I've said before of this because it's whenever the bear came out. Here I'm almost done with the line art, I think. Yeah. There I am, just making sure I didn't miss anything. I had to go back, and I used the same color as the bow for the white part on the bear. This is actually a Valentine's edit, but I don't want all my Valentine's edits to look the same. I don't know if you guys have seen some of my other ones, but this one was purple, as you can tell. So here I am doing the shading, which I said before is the pink color. I chose a light source coming from the left, just a really simple one. I wanted this to look soft, so I actually go back and lower the opacity on this multiply layer so it looks less harsh. I didn't do any soft shading in this one, I don't think. I'm working on the bow. This, the main, yeah. Doing the skin, which is my favorite part, so I usually save it for last, just because I like to do it, and it's the easiest for me. I think I forget about the hands. I have to go back and do them. Yeah. I already lowered the opacity. I don't know if you can tell that the shadows are less dark. Here I am adding the highlights with a layer that's on the add blending mode, which kind of like makes things really bright when it blends out. I really like it for doing highlights. And then I add hard light after this, which is kind of the signature for Royale High Edit, I think. It's something that you definitely can't forget. It makes things look way more clear and polished. Adding it on the bow, doing the hair with a a hair brush already that kind of has lines built into it, but then I decided it didn't look great, so I just used a regular brush. Let's see. Doing the blush, which I love blush. It just brings the character to life. So do the highlights in the eyes. It's so fun, really playful. And then I love to add little embellishments like that, just like a simple heart design with purple. Here I am kind of erasing the background because, as I said earlier, I didn't know if I was going to do one. So I erased the character from the ground it was in. I used the same color and just kind of shifted the tones a little bit. And I decided that it didn't look as balanced, so I actually flipped the dark color to be on the top and blended it out a little more. And I'm about to add in some stripes. Yeah, I've decided I really like stripes for a background. It just kind of really breaks up the character and makes it stand out more, I think. Here I am adding a darker layer with purple with multiply for more dimension, because I thought it needed that, because it was actually a little soft for me there for a second. Just making sure it looks really smooth and that there are no parts that I missed. Here I am adding a soft light layer with purple, adding my watermark, and that's actually the end. So thank you guys for supporting me, by the way.